Hi, I'm Renee, and this channel is called Renee, which loosely translates in French to Renee, I am born. It's a long story behind that name, but it's one I've been blogging under for a number of years now, and I'm sure at some point I'll do a video and tell the silly story about the name. But for now, an introduction to me. In 2024, in August, I moved to France from San Diego, California. My connection to France is really through my great grandparents. They had emigrated to Canada from France and then eventually to the United States many years ago. In their early 20s, they had immigrated. And so I had grown up having some exposure to French culture, the French language, hearing my great grandfather speak French, and just some of the traditions, French cultural traditions, Sunday lunches, things like that. I just grew up hearing about those things and witnessing them at my great grandparents' house. So my move was not about politics or cost of living or anything like that. It was based on a connection through heritage and one that I have carried my entire life. You see, as a child, I would listen to my great grandparents talk about their home country, and and I just developed this wonder and this connection with it that that I've just always carried. I had actually declared to my kindergarten class that I was planning to move to France one day. And I'm pretty sure at the time I couldn't even have found France on a map. But that's how committed I was to this dream. And when I met my beloved, one of the very first questions that I had asked him was if he would be willing to move to France one day. Because if he wasn't, I did not want to invest in that relationship. That's how important this dream was to me. So in 2024, I found myself an empty nester. Um, my father had just passed. My beloved had passed the year before. Um, and I found myself in a situation where all of the obstacles of choosing my dream had been removed. And it was March 7th after a call with a French business consultant where I learned that I could create a French company and obtain a visa to live in France and have my own business in France. Um, that I realized that all of the obstacles that I had always put in place on this dream were gone. And it was in that moment that I knew suddenly, like, if this dream was going to happen, I had to choose it. Um, and I remember in that moment, a question dropped into my head that I had heard um, uh, my dearest friends, Jason and Raina, on their channel, Baguette Bound, were talking in a video about their choice to move to France and how they just had gotten through all of the analysis and all of the spreadsheets and answered as many questions as they could possibly answer. And then they got to the question, if not now, then when? And that question popped into my head on this particular day after that call when I realized there were no other boundaries, no other obstacles in the way other than me choosing it. And I thought to myself, if not now, then when? And having had gone through as much loss as I had in that past year, um, I knew if I got to my own deathbed and I had not done this, I knew in my heart of hearts I would have regretted it. And I did not want to get to my deathbed and regret it. So I knew in that moment that I was going to do it. I was choosing my dream. I was going to take the first step, and I did not have all of the answers. And there's no way to have all of the answers about these big choices in life. Sometimes it's really about, you know, having the courage to take the first step, knowing that you can't see the bottom of the cliff you're stepping off of. You just kind of have to trust that there will be the next step there to catch you. And it's one of the most powerful steps that you can ever give yourself. Because one of the things that happens is that as you make that first step off that cliff, when you can't see the next step, um, and you actually find a place to land and you survive it, and you not just survive it, you thrive in it, you begin to have more confidence about taking the next step and the next step. And that's what I found along the way. And as someone who has worked for decades and decades now, helping very large corporations through transformation and change, and helping individuals through transformation and change, um, it's a very powerful growth process when you can um, exercise your courage to take that first step. You signal the universe that you're willing, and the universe will show up for you. I cannot explain how it happens, it just does. And so, this channel is going to be about transformation and change. I will certainly be talking about my move to France and what it's taught me so far. It's taught me lots. Um, and I want to talk about building my life here. The fact that I am building a life here that is not based in my ability to be productive. That has been very much a side benefit of making this move, is allowing France to change me, um, allowing it to give me the spaciousness to turn back towards my creative heart, um, back towards my writing and my painting, and um, the things that really light me up. Um, it's given me the spaciousness to do that and allowed me to unwind some of the programming around the need to be productive. We as Americans are brought up in a society that is very much based on your value being attached to your ability to be productive. And that is not at all how French culture and society works. And it has been a huge benefit to me personally. I feel like both um, my mental health, my emotional health, my physical health have all gotten so much better from stepping off of the productivity hamster wheel. And I say that having still created a company here, still having clients, still working. Um, I work just as much and just as hard as I did in the US, but I have more space outside of that work for things that are slower and more meaningful. So, uh, so that's this channel. We'll be talking a lot about France, transformation and change, mostly um, growing into transformation and change making those choices along the way. And yeah, so Renee Genet is the channel. I hope you will like and subscribe and follow on this adventure of navigating change and helping others through that process while I also build a lovely, meaningful life here in France. Uh, I hope you'll join along. A bientôt.